Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Mahmoud, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. كيف الحال؟
Alhamdulillah, khair.
Alhamdulillah, jazakumullah khair.
Wa iyyakum. So inshallah, since you moved to America when you were 21 years, so inshallah we will ask you 21 quick fire questions.
I wish I'd been here for 10 years, but
Inshallah, it won't be difficult. It's going to be easy, inshallah.
Okay.
Inshallah. So the first question will be, what was the challenge that you faced as being an imam?
well, it is difficult to, to be taught, imamhood, if you will.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
Because, going into it and just, I did not go into it as a professional.
Okay.
The community just pushed me.
Okay.
And says, we want you to be the imam. Because I was doing a lot of activities beforehand and so forth anyway.
Okay.
So they said, please, you take, take that few steps ahead and you become the imam. So, it's always been balancing what should happen to what's happening, and how to, get to, what should happen from what's happening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how to move from that which needs to be corrected to the proper way. Okay. And that's always a challenge. But when you're starting new, it is a big challenge because you don't have much experience.
True.
And you need to be very careful with the people and how to be, delicate in certain situations, and when to be, tough in certain situations and so forth. So learning that, you take the wrong step here and there, or too much here and too little here.
True.
Then you get harms and benefit and so forth. So, yeah, it is just dealing with the people and what you should do and what's happening, and it should be corrected. That is always a challenge.
Standout moment from the Seerah.
The standout moment, the Seerah, there are many, but the one that really stands out to me every time I hear it in the Seerah and the hadith and hear it in the Quran, it is the time of Uhud.
Okay.
The time of Uhud. It is the time of Uhud that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the companions into tamhis, to differentiate, who is who within the companions.
Okay.
Earlier it was believers and disbelievers.
Yeah.
And in Uhud also was believers and disbelievers. Okay. ليمحص الذين آمنوا ويمحق الكافرين. So still the محق الكافرين, but now it is الذين آمنوا, there is تمحيص. Okay.
True.
So, you can imagine the companions, the surprise that they have of what's going on. We thought that Allah loves us.
Yeah.
And why is this happening? And how could this, and so forth. And that one reaches, deep in themselves, find out where are they standing and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how is this. So it is a moment of correction, okay? Which is, all of us, we should really, look at ourselves in this sense, okay? We have shortcomings, there is no doubt about that, okay? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown us that the companions also had that, okay? And they needed to be, tamhist they had to go through it. Okay, so yeah, it's a moment of correction, a moment of waking up. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, minkum man yuridu dunya, minkum man yuridu al-akhirah. Some of you want the dunya, some of the akhirah. Ibn Mas'ud radhiyallahu anhu says, among us, we wanted the dunya? I did not know that, right? So now, and the beautiful thing is they did not, blame one another and so forth, right? Yeah. No one came and says, who from amongst wanted the dunya? And were you the one? You understand? Still, that cohesion was there, but the self-examination also had to be there.
And what does tamhis mean?
Tamhis is you say I'm a believer. Okay. So now it is differentiating what believe and what believe.
Okay.
How high of a believer are you?
Okay.
What kind of a believer are you?
Okay.
Like, for example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam starts the hadith by saying, "La yu'minu ahadukum."
Okay.
No, you will not be a believer. Does that mean you're a kafir? No, you will not be true a believer. So what is the difference between you as a believer, listen to this hadith, and then getting in a message, and then this message is telling you to become a certain believer. That means there is levels there. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, aminu. Right?
Yeah.
That is the beginning of it. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, aminu. Well, I am a believer already. What does that mean? I should believe.
True.
That is some kind of a tamhiz.
Okay, good. Jazakallah khairan.
Yeah.
And now, what's your favorite ayah and why?
Oh, there are many favorite ayat. Okay, and what gets me is the idea again of tamhiz. Okay, of examining oneself. Okay, and in saying that no matter who you are, it is there is a room for improvement, and wondering, why is this happening? What is the wisdom behind this? Allah is allowing this to happen, right? So again, investigating what's going on and so forth.
Okay.
The moment when Maryam alayhi salam delivered Isa alayhi salam.
Yeah.
Okay, and before that she said, she hoped that she would be dead. Okay, she I imagine her with all the qualities that she carries and so forth, and she wished to be dead at that moment. Okay, of course this is something that needs reflection, and at that time the reflection is she cannot do that with delivery and the pain and all of this, and now what she's going to do after taking the baby, and where is she going to go, and who she's going to meet, and what she's going to do, and all of this. Okay, that moment is a very profound moment that for me, every time I think about it, that when the most difficulty comes, okay, a woman, she was told that she is a chaste woman, and she most اصطفاكِ على نساء العالمين. Okay, اصطفاكِ وطهركِ. Okay, الاصطفاء والطهارة. You cannot get more than that, right? But then she knows that she's going to be accused that she committed adultery.
Yeah.
Okay, so now she is at a moment where the door is closed. What is she going to do? There is no fixing in this, right? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَنَادَاهَا مِن تَحْتِهَا أَلَّا تَحْزَنِي. That is the moment. Now the help came from her own baby, from a source that she did not expect, speaking to her. And there is a qira'ah, فَنَادَاهَا مَن تَحْتَهَا.
Correct.
Okay, مَن تَحْتَهَا.
Correct.
So وَنَادَاهَا مِن تَحْتِهَا, meaning she was called from under her. But the other meaning the one who is under her talked to her.
Okay.
That means Isa alayhi salam is the one who spoke at that. And what is the first thing is La tahzani. So that moment of reaching the peak of difficulties, rest assured that the mercy that you could never experience before, it will arrive as well.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan. And the fourth one is the favorite quality of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
The hilm of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the forbearing of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, the ability that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam could look beyond the person who is harming him. Okay. Yeah. Looking at the person that's causing harm to him, and looking at him as still a potential Muslim, and look at behind him or beyond that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's allowing this to happen, right?
Yes.
So there is always a wisdom behind this. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam never took anything personal. Never took anything personal. Okay. Why? Because of his vision, his knowledge about what's happening. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows it to happen. Therefore, it's happening from the most merciful, the most wise, the most knowledgeable. So it has to be taken that way. So the ability of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing that, and his forbearing, dealing with all matters, okay, it's amazing.
Yeah. May Allah grant us the the forbearance of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Ameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us in this path.
And the fifth one is your favorite hadith and why.
Well, the one, you know, the life is about the inner you and the outer you, okay? The inner and the external and the internal, right? And the external is mechanically you could follow,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But internally, you have to really change to be able to follow, right?
Yeah.
You cannot change internally mechanically,
True.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So always it's about, you know, tazkiyat al-nafs, how to you bring your nafs and whatever happened within you into the level of answer the question of why.
Okay.
Not the question of how. The question of how is always easy.
Okay.
Okay, Rasulullah, what did he do? 1, 2, 3, 4 to in this issue. Okay?
Yeah.
Therefore, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but where are you inside?
True.
Where are you? So, إنما الأعمال بالنيات.
Yeah.
This is it. Okay, this is it. Because if this is not fixed, nothing else will work.
Yeah.
You'll be on the day of judgment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala carrying the huge deed, and it's not gonna weigh a wing of a mosquito.
True.
Okay, and some other person will come in with a small deed, and it would weigh like the mountain of Uhud, because where we're inside was while you were doing this deed. So again, the internal issue. إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Yeah.
And number 6 is your favorite surah and why.
Well, again, there's so many favorite surahs.
Like a surah that if you had a chance to recite, you would always choose that surah. To recite.
Ask anybody in the community around, they'll tell you what it is. Surah Maryam.
Maryam, Maryam, mashallah.
Yes, and why? It is because of what we talked before, okay? And it is the challenge, again, the challenge. And how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes, you know, the very intimate relationship that Zakaria alayhi salam had with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right?
Yeah.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, answers his dua, right?
Yeah.
Through Maryam teaching him, right? She reminded him, right? That is in not Surah Maryam, but Surah Al-Imran. Okay, when Maryam alayhi salam said, when he asked Maryam, Anna laki hadha?
Correct.
Zakaria alayhi salam asking, the teacher asking the students, where did you get this food from?
Yeah.
قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. Very simple and coming out of her like that.
True.
Yeah, it is from Allah. Allah will give whomever wishes whatever He wishes, right? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هنالك دعا زكريا ربه. That is when Zakaria made the dua.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that profound relationship between you know being reminded by someone who is that you were teaching, okay, and then the relationship between Zakaria alayhi salam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbi ij'al li ayah. You make me an ayah that my wife is pregnant. Why would he want an ayah? His ayah is that his wife womb will get bigger. That's when he find out.
Yeah.
That means he's asking to find out before that sign comes up, as soon as she becomes pregnant. But why would he say that? Why would he ask that? Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not ask him, why did you ask that? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows why he's asking that. He's asking that because he did not want to receive a gift from Allah and wait a while to thank Allah for it.
Okay.
Okay, so he wanted to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately when he released this gift, right? How do we figure that out? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, آياتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاث ليال.
Correct.
Okay, meaning the tongue will not be able to talk to people.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the same time, وسبح بالعشي والإبكار.
Yeah.
Make tasbih. So in other words, that tongue will not be able to speak when she gets pregnant immediately, but at the same time, you'll be able to thank Allah. You got exactly what you want, right? that kind of a relationship, okay, it is special between one and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maryam alayhi salam, similar, that relationship very special between her and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the difficulties and the rahmah when it's received. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk to us about who we are and the day of judgment and who's going to be the loser and so forth. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes back to the people, those who think that they're in control. Okay, that utitu malan wa walada. Okay, I have a lot of wealth, and I have children and so forth, and اتخذ help me يا ممارس اطلع على غيب ام اتخذ عند الله عهدا. Does he نعم do you look at the future, see what the future is going to tell?
Yeah.
Or do you have a covenant between you and Allah? Okay. It is the opposite of what was happening before, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah, you're thinking that you are in control and you are this, and since you have gifts now, that means you are an honorable one, not necessarily. And then the beautiful end, at the end, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you're going to come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala single, one by one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have a son. How could you say that? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the heavens and the earth, the skies and the mountains, and they say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives emotion to the earth and the mountains and the skies. Okay? They speak and they say, how could they say that Allah has a son?
What's your favorite thing about being an imam?
My favorite thing?
Yeah.
My relationship with the younger people.
With the youth.
With the youth and the children.
MashaAllah.
Okay? And the fitrah that the children have. Okay? The idea that the child can pick up the concept of Tawheed just like that with no problem at all. I always say when you get a group of kids and tell them, talk to them about Allah and the worship, and you tell them that, there are people who worship cows.
Yeah.
They start laughing and falling on the floor, right? Their fitrah just refuses this.
True, yeah.
Okay? They're very hard and fitrah that just refuses this. But you talk to someone who has a PhD and something, and he can, try to rationalize this somehow.
True. Like brainwash the kids.
I learned from the kids so many things, when I'm teaching them. Yes.
MashaAllah. The teacher who influenced you the most?
I tend to think of things a little bit outside the box, as they say.
Okay.
And I listen to many scholars, and sat to many who, and so forth. And usually the academics, they go into very clear, box and frame, right?
Sure.
So the one who spoke my language, if you will, that he was outside of the box, and then asks question as he's talking. That was Sheikh Muhammad Mutwalli Sha'rawi rahmahullah.
MashaAllah.
Yes. When I was little and listening to him, I used to get the cassette, and tape of what was happening on television, so I can tape it and take it and listen to it and so forth. Because of his not, he does not touch things as it is and explain word by word and so forth, but talks about that little bit concept, ask question, go a little bit deeper, turn things from right to left, and that was the way I usually think now.
So that helped you as an imam.
Definitely. What helped me as an imam, everything that I've done in my life that Allah put me through, even things that had nothing to do with Islam. Okay? Yeah. Because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tells the companion, the prophets of Allah, that Musa alayhi salam, وَجِئْتَ عَلَى قَدَرٍ يَا Musa, right? You came on an appointed time, Musa. Musa alayhi salam, he was just being a shepherd now, right? And he finished being a shepherd. What it has nothing to do, no, it has everything to do with what he's going to be. Okay? So wherever I am in my life right now, it is formed by my history before, even though it might not have, have part that secular education here
Yeah.
and there, but definitely it formed me somehow.
Okay.
And that's not just me, it's
Yeah.
you and everybody
Yeah,
else.
true.
Yeah, in whatever task that you have in your life now, you are facing it as a person who is formed so far by
Yeah.
your experiences before.
So the ninth question is, who are your teachers? Who did you study under?